disappointing. Good performance, better than what we saw against Chelsea on Monday, the way we probably should have played against Chelsea on Monday. I'm joined by my flatmate who's a Man United fan, so it's a bit of a weird one during lockdown. I have actually had the pleasure of watching the game with the Man U fan, so we've been able to watch it together and discuss as we go through. So we thought we'd jump on and talk about the game. Better, much better. Nothing to do with Steve Bruce. Again, it was the Graham Jones effect. Press from the first minute. Anyone who tells me that's Steve Bruce's tactical plan, I'm not buying it. But it was disappointing. Darlow, a couple of mistakes there that could be dubious, but we'll touch on that during the rest of this video. Overall opinions on that, good performance, but we've come away with no points and Fulham are breathing down our necks, so I'm a bit disappointed. Rob, what did you think of that?
I thought we were really poor.
Yeah.
Really
poor. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think Newcastle were pretty good, but it is a bit worrying that you still lost 3-1, but you were much better than us. And I just think to myself, if you're playing like that and you can't get results, then that is very worrying. Yeah,
I think, again, from the first whistle, as soon as I saw 3 or 4 minutes in, Almiron, as we expect Almiron to be, chasing up every defender's arse like there's no tomorrow. We expect that from him, but the rest of the team did that. Even Shelvey, who I've been very critical of the past 2 or 3 weeks, he looked better. He was given 100% as opposed to the 85% we see he normally floats around the field. Chillen normally in that central midfield role. Everyone was working harder, and I think they really struggled to deal with that. But were Man United at the race as well?
No, we weren't. I think Rashford did all right. Dan James, don't rate him.
No.
I think the biggest praise is upon BT, but he wasn't that great. He's got a lucky goal, lucky break.
All the pundits were singing his praises, but I didn't see that. Apart from the goal that he actually scored, I don't see a great performance there.
Jennings gave Luke Shaw man of the match. Completely didn't agree with that.
I rate Jennings. I think Jennings is a great pundit, but I don't understand why Luke Shaw is getting man of the match in that one. There's so many players. I'd probably struggle, because I feel like we played well most of the game. I'd struggle to find a Man United, like a lot of contenders for man of the match there.
No, I
probably
think
Rashford.
Rashford got it just through 2 moments. And that was it. Yeah. It wasn't like he had the best game himself, but 2 moments and he.
Yeah. So game started well. We pressed from the first minute, as I mentioned. It all looked good. I thought Maximin was quiet the first 20 minutes, and normally I would say that Maximin, when he is on form, we are on form, but we didn't really need him to be because Almiron seemed to be up for it. And then, out of nowhere, concede a goal, and it comes down to the old debate, Darlow or Dubravka. And I touched on it on the preview for this match. Dubravka's got to start. I think Darlow's been good. We can all say, thank you very much, Darlow. You've come in, you've done a job. But, again, first goal, near post. He's got to have a stronger hand there. When we were dominating the game as well, it was so frustrating to see us concede a goal like that, watching it back. I know in real time it was a powerful shot by Rashford. Second goal from James. Again, it's probably harsher for me to criticise him on that one, but near post, opposite near post, that's the area you want your goalkeeper to cover. If anything comes across the goal, then it's more difficult for him to deal with, but you want your near post covered. You guys have goalkeeper issues with De Gea and Henderson.
Yeah, well, I just think, say if you were Liverpool, for instance, Alisson gets injured, he's out for 6 weeks.
He comes straight back in.
It's like, and let's say the subkeeper, whoever it is, what's his name?
West Ham, I don't know.
I forgot his name, but he plays
we'll
6 weeks, dodgy bloke. Plays
bloke.
For 6 weeks, plays really well, and. Do you keep Alisson out of the team? No, I think you just keep playing your number one. He's your number one for a reason. I think Dubravka should, after that injury, should have gone straight back in the team. I think with Man U it's a bit different because we've got 2 number 1 keepers and we need to make a decision which one's going to stay and which one's going to go at the end of the season.
Yeah. I think any other position, like even if Gale came in for Wilson, I suppose no. I guess if a striker was scoring goals, he probably would stay in that position. Maybe a poor example, but I think with goalkeepers, your number one, I guess, should come back in. But for me, Darlow has conceded a lot of weak goals the last couple of games, and today it was frustrating to see. Again, he conceded more near post goals, and this sounds... I don't like to criticise him because he has done so well for us all season. If it wasn't for him, we would be bottom of the league. I'm pretty confident of it. We had the highest shots on goal, shots conceded, all them stats would be the worst. But
Adrian,
that's the one. That's the one. Got there eventually. I'll stick with dodgy bloke. But yeah, I would stick with Dubravka moving forward. I think he needs to come in. I think overall we were playing with the higher press. It was going great. Things were going fantastic, and it was nice to see from the first whistle getting up their asses, and they couldn't deal with it. Obviously conceded that goal, but what was again refreshing for us to see, which we haven't, is when we've gone a goal down, we kept on at it. Maximin pops up with a great finish. We never really saw much of Maximin for most of the half. He was quiet most of the game, if I'm being totally honest with you. It was more Almiron. I'm not always Almiron's biggest fan, but it was nice to see him causing them a hell of a lot of problems. I think what was most disappointing is when we conceded the second goal. That's when things went back up. We've known Brucey Ball came back. Every man behind the ball, and I know heads drop when you concede a goal, but it was so frustrating because we'd started the second half really well, we carried on, and then James pops up with that goal and things just sort of went back to how we know. Didn't cause them any problems, didn't get hold of the ball, didn't push forward, and it just looked like an inevitable defeat. And then the penalty, well, he goes in for the tackle. In real time, I thought, Willock, you idiot, what are you doing? And then I've watched it back, he doesn't really touch him.
Yeah, and like what I think about it is if Rashford's done him with a bit of skill there. And I think and the defender clearly fell for it. But he does look like he's tried to pull out of it, but I think the referee is always going to give that. Yeah, especially when it's a bit of skill and the defender clearly looks like he's been done. He'll just give it no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if there's barely a touch there.
And I think when that one went in, you know, you're always hoping your goalkeeper can help you out and save a penalty, but I don't know what the odds are on that. Slim to none. After that, it was a formality. It was just going through the motions, pretty similar to Chelsea in the whole of the second half. But in terms of positives, there was a lot there. I thought Shelby played a hell of a lot better in midfield. He's normally guilty of being lazy, floating around the field, not really tracking back. I thought he put in 100% today, and it was nice to see. It allowed him and Willock and Hayden, not as much pressure was on Hayden to intercept and do all that dirty business in midfield. I thought everyone really grafted hard today, which was nice. That might stand us in good stead for the rest of the season. Have my thoughts changed after watching that in terms of will we stay up? Fulham are breathing down our necks. I think there was a lot of positives there. Going to a place like Old Trafford, I don't think any of them players going into that game, if they were honest with themselves, would have expected to get something. And I think they really went about the game the right way. And I don't even know how many games are left, 14 games? 14
games. I think if Newcastle play like that against anyone else, well, not anyone else, say like a lower half table team.
Yeah.
I think they might get something. I think the thing with Man U is we played terrible. I don't think we played well, but we've got those attacking players that can always just make something out of nothing. Yeah. And like Rashford did that for the first goal.
That's why we're relying on Darlow to save the first goal. I think
if you play Fulham or Sheffield United, you're not going to get that Rashford goal.
Yeah.
You might just scrape a 1-0 win or you'll get a draw.
Yeah, and I watched the Fulham game last night. They looked very hard to beat. They looked confident, but I think they are struggling for goals. We're struggling for goals with Wilson out. So I'm looking at the last game of the season, Fulham away, and I'm just thinking it could literally go down to the last day. And it's a scary thought, and it's a position, again, we've been in time and time again after Ashley. This would be, I don't want to say the words relegation, this would be our third under him. So it's nothing we're not used to anymore, but the way the fixtures have got a wonderful way of working out, it could be a last day job. But with Wilson out, I hope Wilson's injury just heals a little bit faster. Some medical marvel might get him fitter, because when he's on the field, when we create chances, you know Wilson is always going to potentially pop up with a goal. With Joe Linton on the field today, I didn't understand what Joe Linton's purpose was. I think I said it quite early on. He got injured a couple of times during the game, but if he's playing on the right-hand side as he was today, why is Fraser not playing with pace? That's what we signed him for. He's got a great assist rate when he was at Bournemouth with him and Wilson, assist to goal. What... Do we know where Joe Linton plays after 18 months, 40 million signing? Does anyone know where he plays? Do you, as a neutral, when you're watching him, do you know where he plays?
Why not Maximum up front? Just to let him do what he does.
I personally prefer Maximum on the wing because him...
But like, obviously, if Callum Wilson was fit, yeah, he'd play. But why not Maximum? Because then you're talking Fraser, Maximum and Almiron, all three of them.
Yeah, I look at Gale. I know he got 10 minutes today. I think Gale maybe not Premier League class to score goals week in, week out, but he knows where the goal is. Yeah. Joe Linton, in the first half, Joe Linton got the ball in the box. Surprisingly from Almiron, he looked like he didn't know what to do. Yeah. It was like, oh God, I've got the ball, get a shot off. But we still don't know where he is. Where he plays. It's still causing us problems. Is he a right winger? Is he a left winger? Is he a centre forward? Is he a kit man? Is he an assistant coach?
Is he 40 million's worth?
Is he? Well, he doesn't decide his price tag, the poor lad, but his hair looked nice anyway, didn't it? Yeah, more problems with Joe Linton, should he even be on the field, but confidence moving forward. Where do you think we'll finish this? Do you think we'll stay up?
No.
Oh God. Well,
no. I actually don't think he'll stay up because
I wasn't going to say anything positive about him, to be honest.
No, I want Newcastle to stay up. I just don't think they will. I just think if Callum Wilson is out for as long as they say, I think they're in a lot of trouble. I think that was their saving grace, was having a striker who could score goals, which Fulham and Sheffield United don't have. But without him, they don't really offer that much. And like I said, they're relying on, say, Maximum and Almiron just to do something.
Yeah.
Which they've got a chance of staying up. I think it's between them and Fulham. But
there's going to be winnable fixtures along the way.
For some reason, I just think Fulham are going to do it. Not that I want them to, but I just think they're going to do it.
I mean, if I'm choosing a manager in a relegation battle over Scott Parker or Steve Bruce, there's only one person I'm picking. There's only one person I'm picking in a million ways to Sunday, and it's certainly not Steve Bruce. He's been revitalised by Graham Jones coming in, as I've mentioned on previous videos. But yeah, I would love to say positive things about where I think you'll finish, but I think you know my feelings about Man United.
That's all right, don't worry about it.
If you've actually, no, I've got one more question. With regards to the 5-0, the famous 5-0 win, was Peacock's goal over the line?
Definitely over the line.
Oh, it was over the line. There you go. You've heard it from a Man United fan, it was over the line. If you've liked this video, please like it and subscribe. You can also get me on Instagram and Facebook now as well under Black and White Banter. Thanks for watching. Hopefully better things to come.